Assalamualaikum.
Hello learners! Welcome to English 5, Quarter 2, Week 1. This is the first lesson for the second quarter. For this video, we are going to learn how to compose clear and coherent sentences using appropriate grammatical structures, specifically aspects of verbs. I'm your teacher presenter for this lesson. I'm teacher Noraisah Otical from Amay Pakpak Central Elementary School, Marawi City Division.
Learner, let us read the following sentences. Number 1. The pupils study English. Number 2. The pupils have studied English. Number 3. The pupils are studying English. Number 4. The pupils have been studying English. The following sentences uses aspects of verbs. In my previous video about subject-verb agreement, we define verb as an action word. How about aspects? What do we mean by aspects of verbs? Very good. Aspect is the state of action of a verb. It can be simple, perfect, progressive, or perfect progressive. In our sentences a while ago, what aspects of verb is used in number 1 sentence? Good job! It is a simple aspect. Simple aspects of verb expresses a fact. We have 3 simple tenses. These are the past, present, and future tense. How about in number 2? The pupils have studied English. It is an example of perfect aspects because it expresses a complete action. What about the sentence number 3? Good job! The number 3 sentence uses a progressive aspects. It expresses a continuous action or ongoing action. And lastly, in sentence number 4, the pupils have been studying English is an example of perfect progressive aspect because it focuses on the completion of an action that is in progress. Let us explore more on each aspect of the verb. Let's start with the simple aspect. We have simple, past, present, and future tense. Simple past tense. We use the simple past tense of the verb to talk about events that were completed in the past. The simple past tense is used with definite time expressions like yesterday, last night, last year, and the like. For example, she danced yesterday. In this sentence, we can identify that the action was completed in the past through the time expression yesterday. In order to transform the past tense of regular verb, we add ed or d to the base form of the verb just like our verb in the sentence. Another sentence, I sang last night. In this sentence, we have irregular verb. Irregular verbs do not follow the rules on forming the past tense of regular verb. We transform the verb by changing its spelling, just like the verb sing. It becomes sang in the past tense. The following are some examples of irregular verbs: drink, drunk, write, wrote, come, came, do, did, run, run. Let us proceed to the simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to express facts and habitual actions. If the subject is singular, we add s or es at the end of the verb. For example, Aina reads the newspaper every morning. In this sentence, our subject is Aina, which is a singular subject. Therefore, we add s at the end of the verb read. But if the subject is plural, we will use the base form of the verb. For example, Abdul and Isa water the plants. In this sentence, what is our subject? Very good. Abdul and Isa is our subject. Is it a plural or a singular subject? That's right. It is a plural subject. That's why we use the base form of the verb water. We also have a time expression in the simple present tense, such as every day, monthly, every week, and the like. Let us proceed to the simple future tense. It is used for events that have not yet happened. So learners, how is the future tense formed? Great job! The future tense is formed by adding will or shall to the base form of the verb. For example, my son will arrive next year. What do you think is our verb in the sentence? Very good. We have will plus arrive. What time expression is used in the sentence? Great job! We use the time expression next year to show future action. The following are time expression used to show future tense. Next month, next year, early tomorrow, in a minute, and the like. Let us proceed to the perfect aspect. Perfect aspect expresses a complete action. They are past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect. Let us discuss first the past perfect. Past perfect describes an event that occurred before a specific time in the past. For example, we had left before the hall gets crowded. In forming the past perfect, we use had plus past participle form of the verb. Just like our example, had plus the past participle form of the verb leave, which is left. Let us proceed to the present perfect. Present perfect describes an event that started in the past and continues in the present. We use has for singular subject and have for plural subject plus past participle of the verb. For example, she has lived in Marawi City all her life. In this sentence, we have our singular subject she. Therefore, we use the helping verb has plus past participle of the verb lived. Let us move on to the future perfect. Future perfect describes an action that will be completed by a specific time in the future. We use will have plus the past participle form of the verb. Our formula doesn't change even if we have a singular or a plural subject. For example, her sister will have done research before writing her essay. Before we proceed to our activity, let us study the following sentences to better understand the simple and perfect aspect. Simple aspect. We have the simple past. I played football in Manila last year. In forming the past tense, we use the base form plus D or ED for a regular verb. For a regular verb, we change the spelling. In simple present, I play football every day. We use the base form plus S for singular subject. In simple future, I will play football next year. We use will or shall plus the base form of the verb. Perfect aspect. Past perfect. I had played football a little before I went to Marawi City. We use had either singular or plural subject plus past participle form of the verb. In present perfect, I have always played football. We use has for singular, have for plural, plus past participle form of the verb. Remember, if we use the pronoun I or you as our subject, we must use the helping verb have instead of has. In future perfect, I will have played football for 2 hours. We use will have or shall have plus past participle form of the verb. I think you are now ready for our activity. Let's begin, learners. Identify the aspect of verbs, whether it is simple or perfect aspect. I'll give you 15 seconds to answer the following sentences. Time's up! Let's find out if your answers are correct. What is your answer in number 1? Very good! The answer is simple aspect. In number 1 sentence, the bear ran across the road. Expresses an action that was completed in the past, and it falls under the simple aspect of verb, which is in the past tense. Number 2. My sister has cooked breakfast every day this week. What is your answer? Wonderful! The answer is perfect aspect. It expresses an action that started in the past and continues in the present, and it falls under perfect aspect, which is the present perfect tense. In number 3 sentence, Hasmin will choose to buy face shield instead of toys. What is your answer, learners? Fantastic! The sentence expresses an action that will happen in the future, and it falls under simple aspect, which is the simple future tense.
Congratulations, learners! You are learning indeed. We are done with the simple aspects and the perfect aspects. Let's take some rest. We will continue our discussion for the part 2 of our video. We have 2 aspects of verbs left: the progressive aspect and the perfect progressive aspect. Goodbye, kids, and have fun learning!